What's up, MTV? Welcome to my crib. We're headed to Rockland to look at a van.
Woohoo!
So stay tuned for more exciting updates.
Say hi.
Currently riding backseat passenger on our way to go look at a van that Mattea saw while she was driving for work. So we are on the trail to find adventure. Hey Mattea, how much longer?
42 minutes. Ask me one more time.
Are we there yet? About now. About now.
All right, hello. We're van owners.
Not we.
Well,
Not we.
Mike and I are van owners. Here's the van. Except Mike's inside at the gas station. And
It's freezing raining out.
as soon as we got to the van to check it out, it started absolutely freezing raining. It was very slippery and it's pouring right now and it's 27 degrees, so better van shots later. But it's pretty sweet. Our new home. Check this bad boy out. Has the logos on the bottom. No rust at all on it. Came with an awning. And it's 4-wheel drive. Oh baby.
What's up, MTV? Welcome to my crib. Are we gonna go get something to eat?
Somewhere. I don't know where.
Alright. Yep. Good old Morrison.
Van Morrison.
I also thought about like Creeper. Creeper van.
How'd she drive?
It drives great. It really does. I mean, it doesn't have a ton of power. It's got like the 4.3. So all-wheel drive works good. I mean, it was wicked slippery, but I didn't slide out at all. The anti-lock's not. There's no lights on.
Nice. Now we're gonna go eat. Okay, so it's been exactly 1 week after we bought the van. And Karma loves it.
I ended up driving the van to work for part of the week because my truck was in the shop. Drove it in about 6 or 7 inches of snow and it handled it like a champ. It has not that great of tires on it, but the all-wheel drive works great. Other than that,
It's pretty cool.
pretty happy with it. You want to give a little backstory on how you found this thing?
Yeah. Or, you know, our van adventure. So we started looking for a van probably in, what, like August of 2022?
Yeah, at least.
Like on Craigslist, Uncle Henry's, which is like a New England Craigslist type of thing, Facebook Marketplace, van life groups, conversion van groups and everything. I've contacted probably like 10 people selling vans, willing to go the same day to get them, and they usually sell within a couple of hours. Yeah, you kind of need to jump on it with cash in hand, which is what we learned over the course of a few months. The week before I saw this van, my friend and I looked at a van about an hour and a half away from where we live. We were pretty set on buying it. We showed up, called the guy. It was like a nursing home retirement type of like, I don't know, community. We're in the driveway looking at the van, have the guy on the phone, you know, we just got here, I'm looking at the van, you know, we're ready to buy it. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, my wife ended up selling it last night without me knowing. And forgot to tell me, so we drove all the way there for no reason. And then I was pretty bummed after that, so my friend and I ended up test driving a 2019 Ford Transit, which I really didn't end up liking. It was very boxy and kind of tippy. It was huge. Like it fit like 18 people and I only know 5 people.
And it was rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Which isn't ideal for doing ski trips
or like living in Maine. So then after that, we're kind of just bummed and went on with the journey of finding a van. I was dropping a boat motor off in Rockland, which is like coastal Maine, and Karma's whining. So we were dropping off a boat motor in Rockland, which is coastal Maine, and I had another guy with me. You know, we were talking about the van life and traveling in a van, and all right, Karma wants to be in my lap. So we were just talking about the journey of me trying to find a van, and Mike and I have been searching for months with Craigslist alerts on our phone, Facebook Marketplace alerts, and constantly checking it like every break that we had and pretty much every night in bed. We were just driving down the road, going to drop the boat motor off, and the guy I was with was like, look at that van. And I was like, oh my God, that's a really cool van. So we dropped the motor off, drove back, pulled over, looked at it, and the price is a little high out of our budget. So I took a quick video of it and just sent it to Mike and my dad just to show them this really cool van. And you know, it had 66,000 miles on it.
From the outside, we could pretty much only see that it had at least solar, low miles, it was all-wheel drive. Oh, and the awning too.
Yeah, so there's some add-ons onto it. So I didn't really think anything of it, but then I called the guy and I left a message because he didn't answer, so I just thought you probably sold it, because it's usually what happens when we call people for vans nowadays. Yeah, he called me back a couple hours later and we were talking, and we set a date for last Sunday. He was asking where we were coming from, and I said Kingfield. And he was like, oh wow, that's really long ways away. And we're like, yeah, we've been searching out of state. You know, we were gonna drive to Pennsylvania to get a van. And so he mentioned where he was from because he just had the van in Rockland for more visibility. And he said that he lives in this really small town on like the coast of Maine. It just happened to be the same town that my aunt and uncle live in. So I told him that. I was like, oh really, what's their name? And so I told him, and he was like, yeah, they live right across the road from me. I messaged my aunt and, you know, asked her if she knew this man and any backstory on the van or anything. And she was like, let me do some investigating, and asked where the van was in Rockland. So I told her. It just happened to be one of her ex-students, because she's a teacher, from years ago. So she called him up, and he works on vehicles. So we offered to look through the van, start it, and he came back saying that was really, really clean, no rust, nothing leaks, no issues at all. So we were like, all right, let's go down on Sunday.
Oh, the 516.
Oh, yeah, this is a little like woo-woo, but it's really a weird coincidence. So I've been seeing my birth date numbers, which is 516, randomly. So I was calling the guy for the van, and the last 3 digits was 516. So then I called Mike, and I'm like, you'll never believe this. You know, I think it's meant to be. And, you know, it ended up being meant to be.
So yeah, we got there and we test drove it in a freezing rainstorm.
And the wipers were really, really bad.
Yeah, they still are. We're headed to the store right now to buy a pair. I mean, we drove it in the ice storm and it handled great, and you know, I let it run for a while, looked it over pretty good, and you know, after negotiating with the guy a little bit, we walked away with the title and the van. Yeah. So yeah, we've been driving it for about a week, and we'll start building it out a little bit differently, but for now we'll show you the current build and kind of give you an idea what our plan is moving forward.
It's pretty sweet. All right, let's go look at it. So this is the van. It's a 1999 GMC Safari, which is pretty much the same thing as a Chevy Astro van. It's all-wheel drive, which was one of our wants. It has 66,000 miles on it. It has no rust at all, not even on the frame or any surface rust.
Clean motor, new battery. Yeah. That's the engine bay for you. Pretty bright headlights, like the brightest headlights out of any vehicle I've ever owned.
It's also the lowest mileage that we've ever owned. Yeah. It has these really cool decals on the side. And this, and it has a plug on the outside.
Yeah, it's just a 110 power plug, so if you ever wanted to you know, plug into your house. It's got 2 outlets on the inside, so you can, you know, plug in a space heater or any sort of appliance.
So it has a spare tire here. It also has a second spare tire underneath the van.
And then behind the spare tire, there's a, I think it's around like 1.5 gallon diesel fuel tank for the diesel heater that is inside.
So it comes down here, there's a line through the bumper down here, and then it goes underneath the van.
Before we shut this down, I want to see what's breaking that's on.
And then the other side is where the exhaust is for the van, and then the exhaust for the diesel heater. And here's the inside. Hi, Karma.
Go way down.
You say hi? So the van isn't completely done, which is perfect because it was built for 1 person, and we need a lot more space for 2 people and a dog.
So kind of some of the things that the van came with that's definitely a good starting point is have the inverter with the battery, along with a switch panel to accommodate any sort of accessories. It's got like cigarette lighter outlets as well as some USB stuff. And then over here we have the diesel heater, Chinese diesel heater. It's awesome. It burns very little diesel throughout the night. Keeps it at a pretty comfortable temperature in here. Came with a composting toilet. We're not quite sure how we feel about it yet. Might keep it, might not. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
And then a little space heater in case we are hooked up to the grid or at someone's house or a campground. A little makeshift sink with the gray water tank here. We're probably gonna remove that.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of space.
There's the butane stove, some cabinets, a single bed for one person. So we're gonna probably end up ripping all of this out and redoing it, moving the solar stuff to one side and keeping the heater where it is. On the roof, let's see if I can get up here. There's a solar panel that's already hooked up and everything, and it currently works. There's a rooftop fan that blows in and out, which will be really, really nice for this summer. The inside is kind of insulated, but we're gonna rip it out and redo it. But yeah, this is the van.
Moving on.
Check out the inside. From this side. Come in. And there's the carpet right now, so we're gonna rip out the carpet just so it's easier to clean. Come here. We're gonna get rid of this bed. There's some drawers and stuff. And what's really cool is that the owner kept all of the manuals. So we have the original manual for the Chinese diesel heater, the manual for the rooftop fan that's right here, and the manual for the awning that came with it. Yeah.
Other than that, as some curtains that we're gonna redo, make them black out a little bit more.
Yeah, some insulation or something.
Yeah, butane stove right now. Might keep that.
This is where the toilet is right now. And then this opens up, but I don't know.
It's kind of large.
Yeah, it's large for this small of a van.
Yeah.
There's a cabinet right here with some stuff in it.
So outside we have the awning. It's the maxi track. I think Napa sells them or manufactures them. Haven't gotten to open that yet just because it's wintertime. Don't really need it right now. But definitely be nice during the summer.
Yeah.
I want to show them the chair.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I think it's my favorite part of the van so far. Check this out. It is so cool. And then you can move the seat forward and then put it back. And look, it's so comfy. We can have a little bed or a couch over there, and then one of us can sit over here. Yeah, Karma likes it too.
Plus we can play cribbage. One of us can sit on the bed, the other one can play here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's the coolest part of the van. So, now we have to name the van. And I've had a couple different people mention some names. My dad said it should be named the Candy Shop because it's white. Or free candy. And no, we're not doing that. And then Dad said Morrison, like Van Morrison. And then someone else mentioned Van Gogh. But yesterday we were driving and we saw a van with the license plate Van Gogh. So that's out of the question.
If anybody has any recommendations, let us know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like for a name, but you tell us.
Use your imagination. And if anyone has any advice building a van, let us know. Some tips.
For sure.
Luckily my dad used to be a contractor and he has a sawmill. So we're gonna probably saw some thin cedar. And it'd smell good too. It'd look really good. And then one of my best friends works on solar fields, so he's gonna probably help us with the solar, or if we need to move it, move the batteries and stuff, or add some outlets and whatever. Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm
The
so
beginnings.
excited. Let's see if I can get it back. How do I do this?
You gotta turn it that way, right?
So I have this up.
Oh.
Other way.
There you go. That's too funny.
It's so cool. It's pretty cool though. You can just walk in from the back to the front.
Right. Heck yeah.
And these chairs are like couches.
Yeah, they're like straight up lazy boys. Dual armrests. This one's electric. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, electric controls for the seats.
Oh.
It warns us if it's icy. It only gets 14.5, which is way better than other vans that we were looking at.
Yeah.
How much fuel used, average speed, and then off. It's pretty advanced for being a 1999.
Totally.
And it has a cassette.
Heck yeah. Stock up on the Van Morrison cassettes.
Check out the mileage this thing has.
She's brand new. Not even broken in yet.
So yeah, it has just over 66,000 miles. No rust at all, which is super rare in New England or in Maine. Usually everything's rusted out because we use salt on the roads here. And all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive vans are so hard to find.
And if you do find them, they're super expensive, even if they're rotted out or even don't run.
Yeah, so we got really lucky. We're really, really excited. Yeah, Mike's gonna spend the night in it on Tuesday for the first time. So stay tuned for next week's video. Hang on, oh God. Get buckled up.
Safety first, y'all.
We're on our way to the car wash, which is like 40 minutes away, because that's the closest car wash.
Gotta keep it clean though. I wanna get some windshield wipers and some antifreeze for the overflow.
Look, there's another van! Woo-hoo! So on Wednesday I went to pick Mike up from the mechanic. He had to get his truck fixed. So I thought I should drive the van there. I haven't driven it yet. And so I drove it, just Karma and I. We're driving out of Kingfield where we live. And no joke, there was another Safari or an Astro van driving towards us when we were driving like south. And the person was like, and so obviously I was like, oh my God. It's just cool, it's like a whole little community. And yeah.
The van fam.
The van fam. I'm really excited. Look at this. I just looked at the clock in the van.
It follows us everywhere.
And it's 5:16. Guys, what are the chances? Also, if anyone knows how to change the clock in one of these, please help. It's actually an hour ahead. And I've tried Googling it and I cannot change the freaking time on this. SOS. Everyone's passing us.
We're literally in a line of traffic.
And then here's our next victim.
We're on 60. So we're headed to Walmart to get van things, but I forgot that this afternoon I ripped a hole in the crotch of my pants. So I'm gonna be ultra creepy showing up in my van and walking around Walmart with a hole in my crotch.
Showing up in our white van. Where's the hole?
Right in the crotch.
Oh my God. Don't report us, guys. Don't ban us from Walmart.
I don't want to be on the list.
So cozy. We forgot how tall we were. And so I had to get out and see if the van was gonna fit into this bay. The guy in the next bay over washing his truck was just drinking a Bud Light on his tailgate, power washing his truck off.
Pressure wash the solar panel.
I don't think you're supposed to do that. Oh, that's good. We'll see. Look at this little potato. Little potato. You gonna drive? You don't have thumbs.
Tune in next week for when I show you how I spend the first night in the van.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really cold. And help us pick out a name, please. I think it's a girl, but I'm not sure.
We're open to all names.
Yeah, you know, anything goes. Okay, bye-bye.